something about just sound not working. I've been trying to get this thing fixed for the longest. I know I talked about it on the last one, but for some reason it just didn't want to work today. I was so upset. Anyway, it's good now. We're good now. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys have been going, even though 9 times out of 10, hand no slip case, but hey, you gotta keep on striving, you gotta keep on striving, you gotta keep on living. Little botch up. Anyway, it has been a weird week, to say the least. And by weird week, what do you mean, Mendoza? By weird week, and this is just gonna be back and forth, more or less an update. So for the people watching years later, by all means, this is one of those bad ones that it's gonna happen, and it's a part of life. It's a part of how it works. If you keep on winning, you never know when you're gonna fuck up. So at the end of the day, you have your moments now, and you learn from them. So it's just been a rough week, and not even by rough, it's just, you start to realize one thing for sure when it comes to just trying to live, right? Trying to live, trying to enjoy yourself, trying to just constantly feed that person inside you that wants joy, that wants cravings, right? And it can get to a point where you do it too much and then you're dead. Like, you do it too much and you're absolutely numb to the core. Doom scrolling was a huge thing that happened this week. Very huge, to the point where I felt so numb. I felt incredibly numb. And that tied to the sales calls, that tied to everything else. And it just wasn't it, man. It wasn't it, like, at all. And it made the rest of the week so much harder. It made it so much harder. Oh, man. It's something that, even with the past, of course, and I'm looking through the mirror just to kind of see my hair, just see. I was like, man, it looks banged up or not. Anyway, it's kind of like exactly what I've been going through in the past, which was the pornography thing. And after 3 months, I slipped. I did. It was a rough time, and shit hit the fan, and I gave up. I threw in the towel, and so that culminated into binge watching, into just trying to eat so much food, and into, obviously I have my posture, my figure's good, but naturally, even throughout the times that I wasn't doing it for literally 3 months, I was using food as a way to make myself feel better. So I was eating to try to hide just, all the discipline I was putting myself throughout those 3 months of just straight grind. And I started realizing, when I started slowing up on that, when I started getting riveted, when I started not taking care of business, I stopped putting stuff that I was gonna do for the day. I stopped reading, all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, it was enjoyable. At the same time, it got to a point where it was too much. It got to a point where I was just numb. I felt numb. So it makes sense why discipline is there for a reason. It makes sense why, your parents in the past probably told you, hey, go clean this up, go pick this up, do it first time rather than the last time or the next time or something like that. And that's exactly the lesson I've been learning. So it's kind of it's funny when I teach my kids that it's definitely going to be the case of, he's like, I don't understand. I'm like, you will. Trust me, you will, because when you're solo dolo, that's how it is. There's a funny thing too, that someone that I know, he's still in high school-ish, college-ish, and he asked me, because obviously I do my sales calls here. I do all my calls at my house and everything. And naturally, I'm always by myself. I'm solo dolo, right? Just naturally trying to work, trying to get better. That's my main priority. And so he came over to his house, and he's like, I'm trying to ask, it's like, doesn't it, get boring? Or doesn't it get lonely in here? And I was like, dog, every day it gets lonely. It's part of my own end of truly having to isolate myself, but then it gets to a certain point where I'm doing it too much. And that's where I have to figure out, okay, what's the good balance? And that's exactly what happened with this week. I went way over the socializing, way over the just the responsibilities that I had, ignoring them, stuff like that. That's exactly what happened. That's why there's a balance. But to find that, right? Because at the end of the day too, isolation is great, but you can't isolate yourself forever. You're gonna lose your mind. You're gonna lose your mind. So that's that even, playoff that you gotta deal with. But it's a part of it. So hopefully whoever's watching this, especially all the way up to 5 minutes, because I'm gonna be honest, I bet you the people that watch this naturally watch it for like maybe a minute and they're like, all right, I'm tired of hearing Mendoza talk. That's fine by all means, because at the end of the day, this is not meant for the now. This is meant for the later. And it's just a funny thing. It's a funny thing because at the end of the day, we're all going to go through these humps, and then you're going to see me years later and you're just gonna be like, oh my God, this dude looks like he's on top of the world, which I am. But, it took a road to get there. And if you can at least see that where I'm doing now and be able to research, do your research before you work alongside me or something like that. That's what I want you to see. I want you to see this, I'm still in the United States Air Force. We're still transitioning out to reserves, and that's a whole scary field. That's another reason why all these little things that I was doing to make myself feel better, or just hang out, go do stuff, that's why they also feel a little weird, because I don't want to do it too much to where I'm like, look, man, you got to focus, because after these 7 months, you are back home. Reality is gearing. And it's not even gearing, because that's another thing you have to change, right? Just because you're going to move back to somewhere that you used to be doesn't mean that, the real life is happening over there. You lived your life here. You lived the now. You live the now. That's exactly what we're doing. So that scary feeling of knowing in 6-7 months you are back home with all the people you knew in the past, and you haven't seen them in years. It's a wild transition, which it's kind of funny. I kind of see it like this. I kind of see it like, I don't know, you guys watch Spider-Man, obviously. So with Tom Holland, when everybody leaves, right? All the past Spider-Mans disappear. It's kind of funny, disappear. Anyway, they disappear, and now he's back to a whole wiped world where he is nobody. Now I go back to Tampa, and people I know them, but at the same time, it's a whole different sort of Mendoza. It's a whole different sort of environment, sort of perspective. I left when I was I think it was 18, 19, I don't know, something like that. I left at a young age, to where now it's a whole different mindset. A lot of people say, oh, dude, you're 22. What difference does that make? If you're asking what difference can a few years make, especially in that case, you got a lot of soul searching to do, because definitely after not even 3 years of being out here, definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot. So it comes down to just, what do you want to live by, I guess? What do you want to live by? I had to cut the accountability circle, because priorities. Closing is my main priority. I need to make money. Just like CM Punk said, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. That's exactly it. We really do, because there's going to come to a point where we are officially back home, and I better have stuff set up, because if not, it's not going to be a pretty sight. I want to come back and everybody's going to be like, who the hell is this guy? So that's what we're doing. We're gearing it back a bit. We're not going to do 2 videos a week. We're going to do 1 video a week, because I can genuinely commit myself to that. We're going to tie it back. And they're just going to be updates. Because the main focus is reaching that 10K mark. It's already done, though. Hope you guys have a good one. Hope everything goes well, and at the end of the day, know that there's other people that are going through the same thing that you probably are, or it's not even significant at all. Just like exactly what happened today, yesterday, day before that. These things happen. You just gotta keep on rolling. You just gotta keep on striving. Aside from that, I hope you have a good one. On top of war, batteries still don't exist. At the bottom of the depths where life still lives. Do you dare to dream? As a matter of fact, do you dare to take the next step? I'll see y'all later.